change your life.
And welcome into another edition of Running with James. If you're new to the channel, thank you for being here. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit that notification bell, do all that YouTube stuff. That way you know about all the things happening running with James. So that's right, guys. Today we are doing our full review of the New Balance FreshFoam V3. Now, if you're never been here before, let me tell you how it goes. We'll talk about the upper, we'll talk about the midsole, outsole, give you all the details. And by the end of the video, you'll know whether we think that this is a must-have or something you should sleep on. Come run with me. All right, guys, as usual, we'll start with the upper. This is New Balance's engineered, very soft mesh upper. Now, this upper has plenty of room in the toe box. Had no problems whatsoever with any kind of hot spots with my pinky toe, with my big toe. All them piggies were all good to go. They could breathe and they could move around really, really nicely. I found this upper to be pretty comfortable. Was able to get a pretty good lockdown fit. Now, I will say with the laces, that I did kind of feel like I had to cinch them up a little bit, and I think that's partly because it is such a roomy upper. So for me, it's great, it's perfect. If you have a really narrow foot, it may feel a little bit sloppy. Now the heel counter has plenty of padding in that heel, meaning that it's comfortable, meaning that it is maybe a little bit over-engineered, so it's super duper thick. Didn't have any kind of heel slippage whatsoever. Now the tongue is super duper padded. I'm talking like this thing is like a pillow. And so it is unfortunately not attached. So as you kind of get moving, or as I kind of got moving, it did kind of slide a little bit over to the right, but it wasn't anything that was uncomfortable because it is so massively padded, right? So that is kind of the word you're gonna hear a lot with this shoe is padding, massively padded, because this shoe is meant to, this is their super duper max cushion, max everything shoe. But I will say the upper was comfortable. It wasn't super cool. I mean, I would say it's breathable, but here in Houston, it's really, really hot. And so I do find myself sloshing around a bit because I do sweat quite a bit. And so I found this shoe to be just a little bit warm, which probably is what's adding to one of my probably downsides of the shoe, and that's the weight. All right. So the midsole. So the midsole is New Balance's max cushion fresh foam. Now there is a ton of fresh foam here with 33 millimeter stack height in the heel, 29 in the forefoot, giving us about a 4 millimeter drop. I like the drop. You know, I usually like a 6 to 8 millimeter drop, but with this foam, I really do. I have zero problems with that drop. And I think probably because of that drop, you have a little bit more ground contact, and that's kind of hard to have oftentimes when you're dealing with such max cushion. Now, this foam is not super duper responsive, but it is super cushiony, right? So it's very soft. So I really enjoy this this shoe for like my easy day runs, right? So I'm doing those short mileage where I just kind of have tired legs. Legs feel so much better after wearing the shoe. I've worn them on long runs. Obviously, it is definitely a shoe you can wear on long runs. Had it up to about a 13-mile long run or so nothing too crazy, but felt fine, felt good. The only downside I would say is definitely it's not the foam, all right, because they do have, you know, I love the foam, all right, let's just put it that way. The only downside I would say is the weight, okay? Now, they do have this rocker style sole that you can tell on here, right? So it kind of rocks up, so it helps you kind of go through your gait cycle just a little bit better, a little smoother. I've heard a lot of people say they love it. I didn't really notice it all that much. What I'm really liking is the foam. Now, going back to the weight issue, I wear a size 10.5, men's size 10.5, so it's over 11 ounces, right? So like 11.1, 11.2, I think is what I got. So for me, that's kind of heavy, even for a max cushion shoe, even for a long run shoe, just because the weight really does wear on you, right? Now, maybe it's because we're spoiled, or I'm spoiled rather, and you know, for me, anything over 10 ounces, I'm just like, ah, right? So it doesn't necessarily feel super heavy when you first put it on, but as the miles pile up, you do start to notice it. Now, maybe it's because that upper is a little thicker, and so, you know, maybe it holds a little more sweat, because like I said, I have squashed around in it toward the end of some of those longer runs, but it's super humid here, it's super hot here, and I'm gross. So, you know, I'm sure by the end of my run, it's probably closer to 12 or 13 ounces, right? And a women's size 8, it comes in about 8.4 ounces, I think, something like 8.3 ounces or something like that. So I think that's even probably kind of heavy for a lady's shoe. So I would say positive is very cushiony, very comfortable, not something you want to go fast in, and a little bit heavy. Sound good? All right, guys, so let's talk about the outsole. The outsole is basically exposed FreshFoam X material with very strategically placed rubber inserts, right? So I really haven't had any problem with the outsole of this shoe, right? So it either works or it doesn't work, right? And so where they placed it, it works. Now I haven't really even seen any wear, which is usually the thing that you're most worried about when they have kind of exposed foams, is that it's going to wear out really quick. So I haven't really had any issues. I ran on gravel like we're on today. I ran on concrete. Really no issues. So I think the shoe is going to really hold up well. You've got this max cushion with the FreshFoam X, which is really bouncy, really cushiony. You've got decent amount of rubber that gives you the traction you need. You're not going super fast, so you don't need to like really lock in. So no problems there whatsoever. All right, guys, so what is our verdict on the New Balance FreshFoam More? So for us, we say that this is a great shoe for the long run. It's a great shoe for a recovery day. It's got plenty of cushion. It's got plenty of comfort. And so for us, this is a must-have. So if you're looking for a shoe that's gonna get you down the road, it's gonna get a ton of miles in, you're gonna get a lot of good wear out of it, this is probably the shoe for you. If you're looking for a fast shoe, if you're looking for a shoe that's lightweight, that you can do a ton of runs in, probably not the shoe you're looking for. So it's very specific, and it's definitely something you can put in your rotation that you can get a lot of miles in. All right, guys, that is it. Thanks for coming in today, guys. We hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know, what's your favorite max cushion shoe right now? This maybe isn't our 100% favorite shoe. We did like it. Wasn't a bad thing or anything by any of that stretch of the imagination. But I think there's some other max road shoes out there, some max cushion shoes that we may like a little bit better. We'll be doing some shoe reviews on here pretty soon. So what's your favorite max cushion shoe right now? We want to hear about it down in the comments below. Remember, guys, we're trying to build a community, so we need to hear from you. We want to connect with you as much as possible. As always, don't ever forget that when you change your mind, you can change your life. We'll see you next time on Running with James.